This week, all everyone was really talking about regarding the Texans was the whole Clowney situation. And you guys already know how I feel about the whole Clowney situation, how I feel about those rumors. And I feel like the whole Clowney rumors situation kind of overshadowed the whole Texans training camp week, their joint practices with the Lions. So this week in training camp, there really isn't much that happened. There is some things I do want to talk about, and some things that could be pretty big moving forward, and some speculations I have as well. But for the most part, training camp practices, joint practices, it's kind of been the same, kind of similar to last week. Apparently, from what I've heard, Deshaun Watson shredded that Lions defense, and I'll be real here, I absolutely love hearing that. And since it is joint practices, I do get to go and see what the Lions media people are saying. And yes, the Texans have pretty much dominated the Lions, but keep in mind, I hate to be that guy, but you got to keep in mind, the Lions defensively, they're not so great. I mean, besides Darius Slay, the Lions don't have much defensively. And apparently the Texans offense took advantage of the Lions defense. From top to bottom, the O-line apparently did well. The tight ends were beating them. And like I said, the Lions have no DBs besides Darius Slay. Their D-line's just only okay. So it's kind of easy to see why our O-line had pretty good practices against them. And their linebackers are not that athletic, so it's kind of easy to see how our tight ends and stuff were able to do well against them. So Deshaun Watson shredding this Lions defense should pretty much be no news. I mean, at this point, we should come to expect that of Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson shredding someone's defense. That's something we're going to hear all year. Because that's who Deshaun Watson is, and that is what Deshaun Watson is capable of. And you know how I mentioned tight ends? Well, Jordan Thomas, he was dealing with an injury, and he is back. He came back this week, and I think that's great. Another piece to the offense. Obviously, we heard a bunch of good things coming out of OTAs from him, and I feel like the whole training camp, he's been hurt, and it's good to have him back. I'm pretty sure he's going to play this preseason game, so we're going to get to see him out there. But what I don't know is who is going to play this preseason game. As in Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, and those type of guys, DeAndre Hopkins. Because keep in mind, this was a joint practice, and Bill O'Brien already said they're going to look at the numbers, they're going to look at the snap counts to determine who's going to play and who's not. And, to me, I say hold out the important starters, Bernardrick McKinney, Zach Cunningham, Hopkins, Will Fuller, Deshaun, Lamar Miller, Justin Reed. Hold out the important starters because they shouldn't really be out there in a pointless preseason Week 2 game. So, for all you guys that are dying to see Deshaun Watson and the rest of your favorite Texans on the field, you're most likely going to have to wait another week till preseason Week 3 against the Cowboys. And preseason Week 3 is usually considered a dress rehearsal. So the starters play a whole half for the most part, or most teams play the starters for the whole first half. So we'll probably have to wait until then to actually see our starters out there. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get to see them for one drive, but I wouldn't get my hopes up if you're hoping to see the Texans starting players. Now, let's get back to, talking about these joint practices. Apparently, J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless were dominating the Lions. Apparently, Matt Patricia actually got into an argument with J.J. Watt, because apparently J.J. Watt destroyed whoever he was against, and he got to Matthew Stafford and disrupted the play. Of course, in these practices, he can't sack the quarterback, so obviously Watt didn't hit Matthew Stafford, but apparently he made Matthew Stafford throw an ugly pass, and yeah, he got mad, so Matt Patricia and Watt got into an argument, and that's why I like these joint practices, because you can't hit the quarterback, so Deshaun ain't going to take any hits, unless you're Green Bay and you're salty about Lonnie Johnson laying out one of your tight ends. But, that's something good, actually. Lonnie Johnson didn't lay anyone out this week, so that's progress. And defensively as a whole, the Texans apparently also dominated the Lions from pretty much top to bottom. And similar to last week, the Texans kind of won these joint practices, but again, let's be real, the Lions are expected to be a bottom tier team, so don't get too excited. Not just yet, until we see the Texans go out there and, beat the Saints in week 1, and then beat the Jaguars in week 2, and then beat the Chargers in week 3. I wouldn't get too excited until the games actually start counting, but this is a good start. Again, like I say all the time, it starts in training camp. So, just, we're trending in the right direction, but let's just be patient and not get our hopes up too soon. Now, a name I have been hearing a lot lately, especially this past week, is Kalil, the safety we picked up after Andre Howard retired from the San Diego Chargers. Apparently, he's been doing really, really good, and not only when it comes to run fits, apparently he's been doing pretty good in coverage as well, so that's good news. We have a safety trio from what it sounds like: Deshaun Gibson, Justin Reed, we already know is going to be a star, and apparently Kalil is our third safety. And, time to talk about a little negative. Apparently, Roby struggled pretty badly on Thursday. And you guys know how I felt about Roby when we signed him. I didn't like the signing. The signing to me is still questionable, but Roby has had a very good camp. Very good camp. So just because Roby had one bad day, I'm not going to come in here and say, man, F Roby, we should cut Roby. Man, Roby was a bad signing. It's just one bad day. There's a little bump on the road. Hopefully, Roby can bounce back against the Lions on Saturday. Because, I'd rather Roby prove me wrong for the sake of the team. I don't want to be right about Roby. I don't want Roby to fail. Because if Roby fails, that's bad for the Texans. And I want the Texans to succeed. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, Matt Kalil. This is a little bit interesting. So look, this week, Matt Kalil only practiced one day. On Monday, Matt Kalil got a vet's day off. And what a vet's day off is, pretty much a day off for a veteran player. J.J. Watt gets them, DeAndre Hopkins gets them, Will Fuller gets them. Players that are proven get vet days off. Matt Kalil should be the last person on this team that should get a vet's day off. The guy needs all the practice time he can get. But that's fine. On Monday, he got a vet's day off. On Tuesday, there was no practice at all. So that's 2 days in a row Matt Kalil didn't practice. On Wednesday, Matt Kalil practiced against the Lions. And on Thursday, Matt Kalil got a vet's day off. Out of 4 days, Matt Kalil only practiced 1 day. Now, I did hear he was limping around, so it is possible that they're just being cautious with a Matt Kalil injury, but I don't buy it. I think the writing's on the wall for Matt Kalil. I think he's done. At least that's what I'm hoping for here, because I do not want to see Matt Kalil out there. If Matt Kalil starts week 1, we're screwed. Because the guy is terrible. Now, if Matt Kalil gets cut, who's going to be the left tackle? Probably Rod Johnson. Because Rod Johnson on Monday and yesterday, Thursday, he took the starting left tackle reps. And if you guys recall on my Green Bay recap video, I had said that I thought Roderick Johnson looked better than Matt Kalil at left tackle. And apparently, I'm not the only one. Apparently, a lot of people also seem to believe that Rod Johnson looked better than Kalil. And keep in mind, Rod Johnson, he was a former 5th round pick, so he is considered a development guy. He was a 5th round pick from 2017, so he is young. So, hey, who knows? Maybe Rod Johnson can be our guy. I mean, at this point, honestly, anything's better than Matt Kalil. And you guys already know, I think Matt Kalil was a terrible signing from the get-go. And I don't think Matt Kalil should make this team. I think he should be cut. I'd rather give Rod Johnson a chance. I'd rather give anyone a chance, honestly. But not Matt Kalil. Hopefully he doesn't make the team. Hopefully my little conspiracy theory is true about Matt Kalil. Hopefully the Texans have seen enough to just pull the plug on that experiment. Because, Jesus Christ, we do not need that guy protecting Deshaun Watson's blind side. Because things could end badly. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.